They don't tell you this part, that the higher you climb, the less you're allowed to feel, the less room there is for softness. That at the top there are no safety nets, just silence, shadows, and watchers waiting to see if you'll fall. You don't get to bleed freely up here. You bleed in private, behind cold eyes and a steady voice. Because weakness at this level, that's not forgiven. It's exploited. You've noticed it, haven't you? How colder the air gets the higher you rise. How the hands that once helped you now hesitate. How the cheers fade, replaced by silence, or worse, calculated applause. Because the truth is, most people were never rooting for you to win. They were just watching, waiting for the moment you cracked, so they could say they knew it all along. But you didn't crack. You evolved. Pain became protocol. Fear became background noise. And the noise, you drowned it out. You learned to walk through fire without flinching, to carry scars like secrets, to weaponize silence. Because when the storms kept coming, you stopped hoping for shelter, you became the thunder. You realized that at this altitude you can't cry for help. You are the help. And if you're hurting, good. That means you're still alive. That means you're still climbing. They try to break you with complexity, with chaos. But they forget you were raised in it. You don't fear the maze. You built one of your own, and now you walk through theirs like a ghost, untouchable, unbothered, unseen until it's too late. The ones who tried to take you down now, they bring knives to a war you already ended. And every time you feel that pressure, that's not a warning sign. That's confirmation. You're exactly where you belong. Because the truth is, there is no peace at the top. Just clearer war, sharper enemies, more polished devils. But you're not chasing comfort. You're chasing conquest. You didn't rise for applause. You rose because you had no other choice. And now that you're here, you stay sharp, you stay cold, you stay ready, because you can't afford to bleed up here. And if anyone dares ask why your smile's gone quiet, why your hands stay clenched, why your eyes don't blink anymore, tell them. The higher I go, the less I can bleed, and the more dangerous I become. You learn fast at this level emotion is a weapon, and showing too much is like handing someone the blueprint to your collapse. So you stop explaining, you stop proving. You let them wonder. Let them misjudge the calm on your face as peace, when in reality it's pressure bottled so tight it hums beneath your skin. You stopped bleeding because you had to. Because up here, the sharks wear suits, the snakes speak softly. The devils sip tea and shake hands. This isn't where the game ends. This is where it changes. You're not dodging punches anymore, you're reading moves 5 plays ahead. You don't bark back at threats, you just wait because you know something they don't. The real power isn't in noise. It's in silence. In showing up after they thought they buried you. In looking your enemies dead in the eye and saying nothing because you already won. Every step forward now is surgical, precise, calculated. Not because you've grown softer, but because you've grown smarter. The higher you go, the less room there is for chaos. And that's what they'll never understand. You didn't abandon your fire. You refined it. Now it doesn't rage, it burns through steel. You stop bleeding because wounds are currency at this level, and every drop spilled is an opportunity for someone to strike. So you stitched yourself up with discipline. You armored your mind. You cut out the noise, the guilt, the ghost of who you used to be. The version of you that needed validation, dead the one that cried for understanding. Buried, what's left is someone terrifying, a soul that no longer seeks survival, only sovereignty. And still they test you. Still they whisper. Still they try to pull you down, mistaking your silence for softness. Let them try, because when the blade comes, it won't be loud. It'll be quiet, clean, icy, just like you. Because up here, you don't bleed. You calculate. You watch. You end. You've reached the stage where even silence feels like a weapon you forged yourself. You're no longer triggered by chaos you expected. You move like someone who's already survived the worst, someone who doesn't flinch when the sky cracks open, because you've slept under storms. While they panic in the wind, you adjust your grip. While they scream, you smirk, because they still think the fight is about noise. But you fight in precision. Up here, people don't attack you with fists anymore. They come with smiles, with contracts, with carefully crafted betrayal disguised as opportunity. They want to shake your hand while checking your pulse. And that's fine, because you shake theirs while planning your next 10 moves. They don't know you're fluent in masks now, that you learned to see the lie behind the laugh, the venom in the praise. Because when the devils couldn't break you with fire, they came cloaked in flattery. And when that didn't work, they started praying you'd self-destruct. But you won't, because you already did that once and came back colder. They can't tempt you with comfort anymore. You've tasted it and it was hollow. You know the grind is your fuel, the isolation, your sharpening stone. You've become addicted to the climb, not because you enjoy suffering, but because you understand now discomfort is a compass. If you're not uneasy, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're already dying. They'll ask why you're so distant now, why you don't celebrate like before, why your circle keeps shrinking. Tell them it's simple. Elevation demands separation. And the air up here, it's too thin for the weak, too sharp for the loud, too quiet for the ones still looking for applause. You don't move for cheers, you move for impact. You don't chase approval, you chase legacy. Quietly, relentlessly, ruthlessly. So keep rising, keep refining, keep bleeding less and becoming more. Because you're not here to be seen. You're here to be felt. And the higher you go, the less you can bleed. But the more they'll fear what you've become. In the aftershock of every room you leave, in the silence that follows your name, in the way they flinch when someone even walks like you. That's the power you've earned, not by talking louder, but by lasting longer. You didn't come this far to make history. You came to rewrite it. They'll tell stories about how you moved, how you never chased, never begged, never broke even when the world spun sideways and tried to throw you off. You just adjusted your balance. They'll ask how you kept going, how you kept building when the ground cracked beneath you. And the answer will be simple. You stopped bleeding for others who would have watched you die. You made a vow in silence, a covenant with your own reflection, that no matter who left, who doubted, who tried to chain you to their limits, you'd keep climbing. Not for revenge, not even for recognition, but because something inside you refused to quit quietly. You weren't born with the armor, you built it. You weren't handed strength, you forged it in the dark. So now, when they stare at you with confusion, fear, or awe, when they whisper that you've changed, just smile. Because they're right. You did change. You became something they can't reach, something they can't mimic, something they can't break, because you already shattered and rebuilt yourself with precision. Let them wonder what fuels you. Let them try to decipher your silence, your stare, your pace. They won't understand. They can't. Because you're not just surviving anymore. You're ascending. And with every step, every level, every battle, you no longer bleed, for you're proving one thing. This isn't just your rise. It's your reign. And the higher you go, the colder it gets, the quieter it gets, the deadlier you become. Like, comment, and subscribe.